So, what did you all think about today's episode? Did it provide information you hadn't seen, or?
Yeah, I've never heard of the reverse image thing, so that's interesting. What was the site or the reverse image thing besides Google that he mentioned?
Tin Hat?
Tin
No,
Hat?
Tin Eye. It's on a slide that's going to come up here in a minute, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, and we're going to actually try. We're going to do a reverse and make sure everybody understands how to do that.
Okay.
So, one of the things that came up for me is that we're used to believing that seeing is believing, which I think is something that is not true as much as it used to be, or perhaps was never true and we didn't realize it. I didn't know that information, for example, that Matthew Brady had moved everybody around, all those dead bodies, to create his images. And we forget, once upon a time I watched a lot of movies because I was not very well, and I used to like to watch the commentary on the movies because I liked understanding how things work. And so you get to learn a lot about the fact that they don't film in order and how the lighting works and all of those other tricks that the movie business has, green screens and all that stuff. And so, but that is also true from plays. So we've all been to plays before there were movies, and through all kinds of different ways, people are manipulated to suspend reality and be part of the play and see it as a realistic thing, even though, you know, time can pass, or you can be at Hamlet's castle or whatever and not know that. So it's one of the things to understand, that our mind is going to do that, and we're going to talk about that some more. Any other comments about the movie before we? So one of the things that he was talking about is the idea of context. There is no text without context, and making sure that you understand that. How much time has elapsed? That's one of the critical skills that I don't think they talk about as much on this series, but it's something that I try and train myself to look at. So a lot of websites, with very valid reasons, will rerun a post. So example, gun deaths, which has been all over the news. 538 reran their gun, they did a big analysis of gun deaths in 2019, and they rerun that, but they don't say in the little information at the top that this was from 2018. So it's a good idea to train ourselves to always look at the date of the article. And they are now, most digital sites are now saying last updated, not just with a date, but also a timestamp. So, and so it's good to look at that. The caption, can you go back a second, Charlie? The caption's important. So just like with headlines, I don't know if anybody's been in a journalism, but writing headlines and writing captions is one of those, it's a specialist talent if you take journalist classes. And the point of captions and headlines is to entice somebody in to read that. And a lot of times the headline and caption writers may not themselves have read the entire thing. And so it's important to make sure that if the caption brought you for one thing and you haven't read, if you don't read the article, you just post it because you saw the caption, that's not the best way to do it. And the source, and that's also good. Okay, Charlie, go ahead. So let's talk about Tin Hat is the other source for reverse images. So what you do is, does everybody here use Chrome as a browser? Okay. You don't use Chrome. Which browser do you use, Marcia?
Hold on. What do I use? I have to think about it. Safari.
Okay, so you use Safari. You can bring up a Chrome browser on Safari. So, but basically what you're doing is, so if I go into my Chrome browser and I have a picture, which I don't have a picture up here because I'm not looking at any pictures, but you just use a right click and it gives you, let me find an image. I did this the other day. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. And we're going to go find this. So this is on, this is a picture of a bluebird. So if I just hold that down and I say, oh, right click. I think I have to get the link open. Just a second. Come on. No, it's not doing it. Okay. Thank you. Should do this. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So what you see here is it says, search Google for image. See down here where my blue thing is?
Mhm.
And then you just click on that, and it'll find out where the image is, who did it. It's from Bluebird Corporation, and the image size. So that's how you do that. If you don't have that, then you copy the image and then you go to the website address that's on there. The other thing to do is to go to Snopes or PolitiFact and put the caption or the headline in there, and you can see if the article has been clicked. So have you been fooled by images? Have you had that? I mean, I've seen that shark image has actually showed up on my Facebook page. I wasn't fooled by it, but it has arrived. Anybody have any? Okay. So one of the things that we do is that in videos, I think video hoaxes, I think, as John said in his message, are kind of frightening because fabricating videos is getting easier. And so I have a tendency to go to primary sources to watch videos. So if somebody says so-and-so has made a speech, I will go to C-SPAN if it's on C-SPAN, or I'll find a news, and I'll try to find unedited. I'll try to find the transcript so that I can look at the clip. So that's how I check, but how do you guys check for videos? Does anybody have suggestions? If you're watching a video and you feel suspicious, how do you check for it? Okay. Checking the source is good. And the deep fakes are AI. And one of the resources that we are going to be putting in the chat is one that is through the Center for an Informed Public, which we talked about last week. And they have a second. They have a way to spot fakes. They have a little which face is real. Just a second. You know what, Charlie? I shouldn't have gotten. Here we go. No, it's not it. I shouldn't have gotten rid of all my tabs. Just a second.
I can share it if you want. I have it.
Why don't you do that? Yeah, why don't you do it? That'd be great. So we're going to give you this resource, but what you do is you figure out which one you think is fake and which one you think is created by fake and which one is real. And it also, this website also gives you, and what I did the first time I did it, I think I did 20 of them and I only got one wrong. So if you pay careful attention, especially if you read the tricks, which they give you under the Learn tab, they have different ways of understanding how things are fake and what to look for: water splotches, background problems. There's a whole list of things that you can look for. So if you think, and this is really one of the, so on this one, I don't know which one, you pick one, Charlie, see which one you think is fake. So she was correct. So you get a green thing. If you're not correct, and you can play again. But it's a way to get used to doing it. I think I said last week that iCivics also has a whole bunch of games on the iCivics platform that you can play, that you can start getting used to that. So that I think is really helpful.